the odd thing about fascism is when you pitch the idea of fascism against the fascists, all of a sudden the fascists realize how fascist their ideas are.
What do you think about saying that transgenders can't buy guns?
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous, right?
Why?
Because the Second Amendment protects people's individual right to own guns. Right?
Yeah, but what if they're a biochemical engineered ticking time bomb to kill Christian children?
If they are that?
Yeah.
Okay, if they are a biological ticking time clock, that's bad. But not every trans person is a biological ticking time bomb, and it wouldn't justify it. So you could say that about any group, right?
Well, maybe.
Hang on a second. You understand this logic. You acknowledge that there have been Christian nationalist shooters, right? It's questionable.
I'd have to look at the person
at least one,
whether or not they're a Christian nationalist.
Do you think that there hasn't been at least one Christian nationalist shooter?
Again, I'd have to look at that guy and see his views to tell you what. I'm a Christian nationalist.
Okay.
There are plenty of people who call themselves Christian nationalists
who do violence,
not
right?
Christian nationalists.
Okay.
They are not.
They at least self-report as Christian nationalists.
Yeah, there are always
some self-identifying. If some self-identifying Christian nationalists went out and committed a shooting,
here's the difference.
Would you be like, okay, well, they're ticking time bombs of violence?
No,
take away
absolutely
their gun
not.
I have a question for Peace.
Yeah.
Because you said no, right? Like trans people should be allowed to have guns.
Yes. Do you agree?
Do you believe that? I think the answer is yes. Yeah. I think they should be allowed to have guns. I don't think the Second Amendment says that you have the right to keep and bear arms unless you're found deficient by the state.
First of all, I can't believe I find myself agreeing with that guy, Mr. Poole there at the end, the guy with the knit hat. He wears the knit hat because he's completely bald, and he doesn't like the fact that he's completely bald, so he wears the knit hat so people don't see that he's bald. It is just the height of vanity and self-consciousness. This notion that the podcaster, the podcast interviewer is putting forth is that, well, we've had some trans shooters, so we should take away the gun rights of trans people. But you see, as soon as it's turned back on him, well, there have been people in your camp that have done shootings. Well, I don't know. I'd have to go see those people. You know there has been at least one, and if we're being honest, multiple white nationalist, Christian nationalist shooters. So why not target them? Let's take any metric, any metric, I should say. A majority of the mass shooters have been white men. Should we take away the guns of all white men? A majority of the mass shooters have been straight. Should we take away the guns of straight white men? This is just another attempt to try and demonize and persecute trans people. It's straight out of Hitler's playbook. You treat them as if they're second-class citizens, then you can legislate against them, and then you can strip them of their rights, and before you know it, you can have them all in concentration camps because you don't agree with them, and they're not actual Americans. I mean, that's what they're saying, right? They're not actual Americans. They don't get actual American rights like the Second Amendment. But you notice how fucking dumbfounded that ass clown was the moment you turn it back on him and go, well, what about people from your camp? Fascists only like fascism when they're imposing that fascism onto others.